last night on the Golden Bachelorette.
We've decoded the intel from the First Order spy, and it confirms the worst. Somehow Palpatine returned.
Do we believe this?
It cannot be.
He's been planning his revenge.
Have you considered the possibility that your guy is not here?
Welcome back to another week of the Golden Bachelorette, where the men are really starting to settle into a routine here in the mansion. I mean, no one's getting sleep because everyone snores or has to go pee a bunch throughout the night, but hey, they're cooking, they're cleaning, they're doing laundry. Well, everyone but one man.
I don't like to cook. I don't like to clean. I don't like to do laundry. You know, I'm a little bit of high maintenance. I really thought that the mansion had a housekeeper, a cook.
Well, Joan's obviously been taking notes on who the princess of the house is and decides, screw it, let's just lean into that and give Pascal this extremely special one-on-one date as Joan pulls up in a sports car to take Pascal to a private jet. Because
we are going to Las Vegas.
this man won't do his laundry, won't make his own coffee or food, kicked Greg out of the room for snoring, and production was like, alright, fine, we'll give you the uber luxury date. But you know, Pascal is a fun guy to take on this kind of date, cause the man is just a ball of energy. And he has a level of excitement like he's seeing a long-lost family member or something. Probably because he's now seeing his long-lost lifestyle again after moving into Bachelor Mansion summer camp for the last couple of weeks. But of course, Pascal says he's just happy for the time with Joan, private jet or not.
I've been in many jets in the past. I think to me, I could have been in a coach. And I don't know if I would have been happy to coach.
Ah, and now I see why Pascal was pinned for this date. They're hitting up the Paris Hotel, where production had just enough budget to rent out an empty room with a piano player for these two to try on their fancy outfits in for the night portion of their date.
You look like you're about to be a dancer.
And tonight, there we go. There we go.
But the thing Pascal really has going for him is he's always with Joan. Like, yeah, this is his type of experience, but he's constantly pulling Joan in for a kiss or focusing on her despite all that. Making sure that this experience is about them on a date and not just him on a date. I mean, I don't know if these two are really a love match, but I have to give him credit on that. And he's fun.
Who is here?
Oh my goodness, is that Wayne Newton? They still have him performing? He's 82 years old. Oh no. Like, I don't even have a joke here. It's like, have you seen Frankie Valli lately? Or any of his performances, which he's still doing? Come on, let's let these guys rest, please. But back at the mansion, oh no. Oh, we're cutting now to Charles solemnly looking at a sunrise. He's sitting in calm silence, oh no. Well, Charles still thinks about his wife's death a lot. And there's one specific moment he can't get out of his mind. So he sits down with Guy, who's a doctor, where he describes crying seeing his wife in tubes after a brain aneurysm, but one thing always bothered him.
There's some blood from her mouth.
When she fell to the ground, she probably bit her tongue. She hissed.
Thank you.
I'm in shambles. The man can find some closure. He can have some peace now. Protect him at all costs. Now, at the night portion of the date, we learn that Pascal didn't always live this extravagant lifestyle. He grew up in Paris very poor and came to the US at a young age with holes in his shoes and not knowing a word of English. So Joan is happy to learn that there is more to Pascal than the suave guy he presents as. And he gets a rose.
Pascal, will you accept this rose?
Yes. Oui.
Oui, oui.
Oui, oui.
And with that, we're now on to the group date for the week. A Bachelor classic, the sports date, where these guys are going to be playing kickball sponsored by Quaker Oats?
Today is the Golden Bachelorette Quaker Oats Kickball. I love starting my day with Quaker Oats. Yum.
Oh man, not the product placement again. I hate this stuff. And wait a minute, is that my guy Charles chowing down on some Quaker? I'll take 10 boxes. So as per usual, they'll be playing a game, the winners get bonus time with Joan, and the losers have to take a trip back to the mansion to do Pascal's laundry. Mark over here won't stop hugging the other team.
Mark's showing you the fun side. Look at Mark holding on to Gary for dear life.
And when the blue team goes down early, they turn to their star player for inspiration.
So I'll stay here. I don't do anything now.
Not right now.
No, right now. He's good. Just watch.
All right, everybody, let him cook. Let him cook.
When the ball comes in, regardless, I just kick.
Yeah, just
Don't hesitate.
Just kick it anywhere.
This man only knows one thing. Kick. Like, these other fools are out here trying to work the game when really kickball is all about one thing. Kick ball.
What is he doing?
He's beginning to believe.
Guy's gonna have to throw it to first. Keith ended up scoring.
Okay, this is my Super Bowl. Charles kicks the ball and Keith scores the winning run. The crowd goes wild, and never have I been more invested in a sport in my life, and I actually really like sports.
Did you see the ball I kicked? They didn't catch it.
Someone induct this man into the Universal Sports Hall of Fame immediately. What's that? It doesn't exist? Make it for this man.
Losing actually sucks. Hate missing out on time with Joan, so I feel horrible.
Sorry, Red Team, you expected to match up with this champion? Not today! Then, at the evening portion of the group date, MVP Charles tells Joan all about his discovery with Guy the other day. I mean, the dude is feeling good.
She's also a great listener. Life, sometimes you never know why it happened, what it happened, but it just happened.
Yeah.
Life. You never know why it happened or what it happened, but it just happens. Whew. I'm putting that above my bed. However, at this point, Joan starts to sink a bit. She's just got a lot on her plate right now, and her 92-year-old mother is sick.
And your
She just
mom's
doesn't feel
first
good.
name.
Mary.
I'm gonna put Mary in my prayers.
Thank you.
Tomorrow's not promised. But today is our miracle, and today is our happy place.
Gary, always sweet, always positive. But as for the group date rose, that's going to Gil. He does get a little moment with Joan talking about his adoptive daughter, though the show's going to be glossing over a lot of Gil due to recent allegations, so we're now moving on to the other one-on-one with Jonathan. And he is very nervous going into this date because he's afraid of the possibility of not getting a rose and going home. On a one-on-one, you don't have the ability to hide away in the group. Here, you're going to be open and exposed. But as these two head out horseback riding, back at the mansion, Kim here has something to announce to the boys.
So I've written a song. I'd like all of us to sing it to Joan tomorrow.
Wow.
So he gets all the men together to organize a Von Trapp family sing-along for Joan, and geez, can we get these guys some magazines or something? Maybe some VHS tapes of old Super Bowls? Anything? Like, is there no entertainment provided? Now, as Kim sings this song, a few of the guys are cringing like,
I just don't want to sing the song. And I know there are other men that feel the same way. This is your song to Joan. It's your song.
It's our song.
You ain't getting out of this one that easy, Gary. Nice try.
You know, Beethoven wrote the Fifth Symphony all by himself, but a whole symphony performed it.
And like Beethoven's music, this is also a masterpiece, Gary. Back with Jonathan, these two have sat down for a talk, and it's here where Jonathan opens up about his divorce 9 years ago.
Woke me up and said, hey, Jonathan, can we have a talk? She took a deep breath and said, I want a divorce.
Out of the blue.
And as he packed for this date, he says he started to cry. This defensiveness, this fear he had even going on this date, comes from him not feeling good enough from his divorce. But Joan says, I brought you on this date, I want you here. You are good enough. However, Joan then notices a hawk, and this reminds her of her late husband, as she says a hawk would often appear after he died, and her daughters said, that's Dad. So this, mixed with her mom being sick, is a lot, and it's distracting her. And if she's asking the men to be emotionally available with her, she needs to be that way right back. So, at the cocktail party that night, she sits everyone down and opens up.
And people keep asking me, like, are you 100% ready to have love in your life? But I'm not really, to be honest with you. And I don't know if I ever, really will be.
But that doesn't mean she isn't looking for love in her life. Just that a part of that love will always be John's. And I mean, all of these guys get it. Most of them are in the same boat. So, a lot of tonight becomes about reassuring Joan. Chalk says he's in the same place with his mother, who's been stage 4 for 4 years, and it's metastasized. Gerry writes out his prayer for Joan's mother, and Charles gives Joan a photo of him and his wife.
There's no rush on your side. And when you are ready, Charles will be ahead of you. When you are not ready, Charles will be behind you.
Dear Bachelor producers, I know you've pegged Mark for maybe the next Golden Bachelor, but can I just say...
I vote Charles.
Then production goes, oh, I know what we can do. We can bring in someone to cheer up Joan as well.
I walk outside and I see Gerry.
Oh no, the moment this Gerry came out to give advice, I was like...
What are we watching here?
No, all due respect, the way that whole thing ended, is this what Joan really needs right now? Now, these two do hug and say they're friends, and, well, things aren't as dire as the previews made them out to be, but the advice is, I don't know.
Have you considered the possibility that your guy is not here?
Are you coming on to her, Gerry? You about to Blake M your way onto this season? Nah, he says he's rooting for her, and as quickly as he arrives, Gerry is back to Indiana. Sadly, just in time to miss Kim's big song with the guys. And oops, I meant to say with the guy, just with Guy.
We are the Mansion Men, the Golden Season Mansion Men. We're here to win the heart of Joan.
Okay, I'm Team Guy. This man was supporting Charles. He's the only one who went to sing the song with Kim.
Oh, he's handsome.
And a doctor.
But alright, it's now time for the rose ceremony. And with all these great guys still here, someone awesome is about to go home no matter what. This time around, it comes down to either Kim, Mark, Charles K, or Greg.
Mark.
Oh, I'm devastated. Devastated! Greg! I mean, who's going to do Pascal's laundry now? And so, we salute these men off. Until next time, Beethoven.
We are the Mansion Men, the Golden Season Mansion Men. From us to you, good night.
So that's it for this recap of the Golden Bachelorette Week 3. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel for more content. And until next time, Bachelor Fantake out.
Coded the intel from the First Order spy, and it confirms the worst. Somehow Palpatine returned.